All right, we are back with another episode of It's That Easy. Uh, as always, I got my co-host with me, Big Peso. Big Peso, how you doing, man?
Doing good, doing good.
All right, man. We had another exciting weekend of college football. So before we get to talking about how we did on our bets, I want to just remind everybody to like and subscribe if you can. Leave those comments. Continue to leave those comments because we read those all. And yeah, just keep watching, showing some love for the show because we love talking about football. So, all right, man. So let's get into it. What a crazy weekend of football.
Yeah,
Yeah, starting with Texas A&M goes to Missouri. That was such a slow game in the beginning. Like what did you think about that game?
it kind of went the way we thought it would go with A&M scoring. I didn't think Missouri would score that many points.
And so A&M was 6.5 point favorite. For some reason, I was worried about that, but they destroyed them. Like they won by 21 points, so it wasn't
Yeah,
really a thing. And then the 48 and a half, I wasn't sure if Missouri would show up. They scored a few points and they went over, so
yeah.
that was a good one for us. Here's a good one, Vandy. Well, Auburn and Vandy. That was a crazy one. Total of 83 points scored. That was unbelievable there, man. Those guys. Well, remember it went into overtime.
Yeah,
So Vandy was 6.5 point favorite, and they were pretty much losing or just within 3 points the entire game. The only thing that saved us or saved on that 6.5 points was that they went into overtime and they scored a touchdown. So it's
yeah,
the
no
only reason
kidding.
they got it. Auburn showed up. I wasn't expecting that Auburn team to show up, but they showed up. Actually, Auburn's the one that scored at the very end to put them into overtime,
Right.
and then Vandy took care of business there. So
Yeah, Vandy's defense looked terrible.
yeah, yeah. But
So
I guess
we
Pavia got some points for himself. So
we
yeah,
talked about it last week about this game. Vandy, when you start looking at each game they played this year, they just kind of beat the guys they're supposed to.
right, right.
So yeah, overrated.
Yeah, I hear you, man. LSU went to Alabama. I think you had mentioned LSU was circling that bowl, and that was apparent here when they only scored 9 points. Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
pretty dismal game. I thought Alabama would score more points. I actually wanted that over on that one, 49 and a half. It wasn't even close. I mean, they were 20 points under that. But Alabama
right.
did cover. You know, they beat up LSU pretty good.
Yeah, LSU's defense looked better.
They did.
LSU's defense looked the way they should have looked all year.
Yeah, no, I
So,
agree. I agree. Let's see. BYU at
oh,
Texas Tech. This was the worst game, yeah, of the weekend. I don't know why I thought that BYU would actually just kind of hang in there with Texas Tech. I'm not sure why. But Texas Tech had their billionaire guys show up. They had Mahomes show up. They had the tortillas flying all over the place,
yeah,
and man, their defense was flying all over the place too. And they only scored 36 total points, but BYU didn't score till like the very end of the game, so wasn't even close,
yeah.
man. It was
Tech's
yeah,
Tech's defense looked great. That quarterback Bear. First of all, what guy names himself Bear? Gay, gay, gay. So he was terrible.
yeah, yeah. I think
So
he was more of a
Meyer,
running
he was
quarterback, and
yeah,
they exposed him. They
yeah, he was
exposed him.
terrible.
Yeah. And then here was this was the shocker, right? Talk about a shocker. This was it right here. Indiana goes to Penn State. Indiana had scored 55 and 56 points the last 2 weeks. Penn State got blown out last week by Ohio State. So prime for Indiana to go in there and just kill these guys. And what
Definitely.
happens? They were winning. Penn State was winning at the end of the game by three. I think it was, no, it was by four. 24-20 at the end of the game. Unbelievable game, man.
The offensive coordinators for Penn State must have seen something because
Yeah,
they kept running off tackle and they were gashing Indiana.
they were. Yeah.
So whoever Indiana plays in the next few weeks definitely is going to take advantage of that. They'll see that problem again.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know if you saw the game, but Indiana had to have two toe tapping catches,
They
one
were
at the
fantastic.
15 and one in the end zone, the back of the end
Yeah.
zone, to win that game. Man, that was crazy. But if is a guy named Mendoza, is that the quarterback?
Heisman Mendoza, yeah.
If that guy didn't go up in points for the Heisman, that was a pretty good game. I mean, the way he came back at the end, they didn't put up a
Yeah,
lot of points, but he showed like that grit where he took them pretty much like 90 yards downfield for the game-winning drive. So
I don't know if it did good for his Heisman race or bad for it because
yeah, yeah,
he didn't do much the whole game.
yeah. If it's just about stats, it wouldn't do it. So,
Right.
but overall, I mean, cover. Here's the crazy part: Penn State at home covered the spread. Tech covered the spread. Alabama at home covered. Vandy at home covered. The only one that didn't was Missouri, but that's no surprise. They had a freshman quarterback. But that just goes
Yeah.
to show you how that home field advantage. Like even if you don't win, like Penn State didn't win, but you can still cover. So got to take that into consideration. I think going forward.
Yeah, the Mormons not showing up, they really screwed me.
Yeah, that was a
They
bad one.
they
That was a
killed
bad
one
one.
of my teasers. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that was
I had them plus 25 points.
wow. Yeah,
So, the game here, we had it at 10.5,
yeah.
but it went all the way up to 13 at kickoff.
That's true. Yeah, it was changing so quickly right there before kickoff. Couldn't believe that. So
That big oil money was going on Tech.
it was, and with good reason. They
Yeah.
probably made a ton of money now. So,
Yeah.
but well, yeah, cool. So it was a fun weekend of football, but we got an even better weekend coming up. So let's see.
Tell me about it.
Here we go. All right, my Longhorns are back. They're going to Georgia. I like that Georgia's a 6.5 point favorite. I need the Longhorns to be underdogs. Over under is 47. So you got any initial thoughts on that? I know we're going to dig deeper later on, but
God, you never know which Texas offense is going to show up.
yeah, yeah. I feel like the last two games that Georgia played, they went under. So, I'm kind of leaning toward that direction, but we'll see.
Okay.
Look at that. South Carolina. I'm going to call this a trap game. South Carolina, 1-6, goes to A&M. Now, I mean, they're riding high. They're like number 3 in the nation. They know they're going to be in the playoff. 17.5 point favorites. Do they like show up and just like put a beating on South Carolina, or do they let South Carolina hang out?
God, that's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points. It is a lot
At
of
the end of
points.
the day, it's still another SEC team. That's a lot of points to give them.
Yeah, yeah. So it's going to be interesting, but we'll look into that one and see what we can pick on that.
I hate A&M. I mean, A&M is the suckers. and look who's coming to town. The Gamecocks.
That's right. That's right.
So, yeah,
How appropriate is that?
how appropriate.
We got OU. The Sooners headed to Alabama. Alabama's a 7.5 point favorite. 45.5 points. I don't know. That's going to be a good one to look at.
Right.
I just have OU went to Tennessee and beat Tennessee pretty good. But yeah, Alabama's not Tennessee, so
No.
it's going to be interesting one to watch. Put this one in here because it's another trap game. UCF going to Texas Tech. Texas Tech on that high after College Game Day being there. Come on, man.
Yeah.
23.5 points. I'm not saying UCF's going to win, but hey, maybe they cover. Sometimes that's just as good as a bet. Sometimes it's a
Heck
better
yeah.
bet. So, yeah. And 48.5 points.
Might be worth teasing.
Well, and 48.5 points, I already know how I'd pick that one. Yeah. Texas
so let me
Tech.
ask you, if you were going to tease that game on a big teaser, would you take Texas Tech minus 10,
Oh, yeah.
UCF plus 36, or over 35?
I would actually parlay the Texas Tech 10 minus 10.5 and the over. Or actually, I would actually go the other way and do the under
I've
on
heard that
50.
about you.
Go the under on 50 or 60 point under.
Whoa, really?
That's what I would do. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're going to do that many points, they're not going to score that many points. I mean, Texas Tech will, UCF won't. So, well, is what I think.
Okay.
Last one, Florida and Ole Miss. Florida is just that perennial team that they want to be good, Obviously, they beat Texas, so can't say too much. But they're not good. They lose to everybody else. And Ole Miss, to me, Ole Miss is good. They can score. They have pretty good
Yeah.
defense. So I think this is gonna be interesting with Ole Miss 13.5 point favorites. The 52.5 is a lot of points to me, but that spread, I don't know. I feel like Mississippi State covers that one. I mean, Ole Miss
Ole
covers
Miss.
that. But yeah, we'll look at that one, see how that goes.
That'd be a good one to put in the teaser. Take Ole Miss -0.5. They just got to win the game.
Yeah, which well, I was gonna say they will, but we don't know they will. So yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm looking forward to for our next show on college picks. We will come up with I'm going to call them the reach around dogs of the week, where we can
Okay.
pick some underdogs. So I'd like you to look at not just these games, but if you look at another game and see if you find an underdog that you actually think might win, not just
like it.
cover, but win their game. We're going to have big pesos, big T's. So want to have one of those, at least one that we can put out there and say, hey, this is the one that's right. Just one of the ones of the
Oh, yeah.
100 that you play. You play like 100 of them every weekend. I know that, but have one of them that we can show out there that people can look at and see if they want to copy that.
Yeah, take out a second mortgage on your house and put
That's
it on
right.
this game. Yeah, I hear you.
And then the last one is I think we should do some props, a few prop bets. Maybe with
Player
some
props.
Marcel Reed's probably got some good prop bets. I bet you the Texas Tech defense and their quarterback has some good prop bets too. And of course, there's always Arch. You can always play Arch with something. So yeah, who
Definitely.
knows there? So, but yeah, so that's it, man. We'll look at those this week. I just realized I didn't change my background to be the Longhorns, but I am sporting Longhorns there. There we go. So yeah, so we'll do this all again. Big Peso. Hey, remember to like and subscribe and comment and like again and share it. Share it too. That'd be good. Share it with all your friends. That way they can see all this money you're making and they'll be jealous of you.
Hey, in College Station, quit having your guys asking me for pictures of my feet. That's not going to happen.
Anything else you got before we end?
That's all I got.
All right, man. Let's go.
All right, hook 'em.
Hook 'em.